Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video. Folks, I'm back again in World of Warcraft. This time around, I'm going to be playing a druid and we're going to do some leveling up. So this will probably be my second character if and when I get to level 80, or at least that is the plan. Now, I do have a level 70 paladin that I started playing World of Warcraft with for some odd reason. I do like it. But I thought I'd go with a druid because it is a very versatile class. It's able to heal, it's able to tank, it's able to DPS, and its DPS is a ranged DPS. So that is my reason for choosing the druid at the moment. This is a character that was once boosted with all the stuff that I bought. So that is kind of how this character came to be. This is how I got this character to level 70. So it is a boosted character. We do have all the stuff that we got from the boost. So I think that's basically kind of the idea. And we're going to try and get to level 80. It'd be kind of cool. What I'm planning on doing with this particular druid is I'm going to select the... Well, actually, so I said I can DPS, right? Well, it can DPS at melee range or at ranged. So I'm going to go with two specs. So that will be the Moonkin, also known as the Boomkin. And so that'll put me at a caster range. And the other spec that I'm going to go for will, of course, be a healing spec. So right now we're just going to do some quests here in the zone, see what we have. I did do some stuff off camera. It was mostly the introductory stuff into Northrend. So I'm just trying to kind of gauge where I need to go and what quests to do. I'm not going to do like full length episodes. There might be cuts and stuff and bits missing. So I'm not going to show every single quest here in Northrend. This is just like a little series that I'm going to do for this druid as I level up. And it'd be nice to have a second level 80 character. We'll see if I like the druid. This is the first time that I ever play a druid. I never thought I'd be playing one, or at least, yeah. I don't know, it's too versatile for me, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. It does have a lot of potential, so I thought, you know what, might as well make it the first time now. So we do have some spells here. I am still learning about the class, and yes, I do like to click on the spells because I'm a rebel, and that's the way I like to play. It's more comfortable for me, and that's how I learned the game. So, I know a lot of people are going to dislike that. Also, might as well say a great thank you to everybody who have chosen to click on this video and spend their time with me. I really do appreciate it. I do realize that the videos on the channel have been kind of sparse, kind of rare. So I do apologize for that in advance. There have been quite a few things that have happened in my day-to-day life over the last half year, and I am hoping things will get better, but sometimes things happen and we just need to kind of make do with what we got given, and that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. I have no intention of stopping or not making videos or quitting YouTube. I do intend to keep on pushing and making videos here on YouTube. It's just at the moment with everything else that is going on, it's a bit of a challenge, but things will get better eventually. I hope, maybe, possibly one day. You got to go through life hoping. Also, if my voice does sound a bit different, it is because I initially thought I had a cold. Turns out I have COVID. So that's another thing that's popped up, as if that wasn't enough, as if all the stuff that I got dealt in the past wasn't enough. Add a little bit of COVID to that just to keep things a bit interesting here. So yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. Now I did want to make some videos before, and stick to what I promised in my previous episode. But to be honest, I was not able to do that. I spent about 3 days just napping. It's like a really bad cold. That's what I would describe it. But yeah, I mean a really bad cold. Don't get me wrong here. And so now I'm feeling a bit better, although my voice is not the same, or at least it doesn't feel the same from my perspective. But we were able to kind of focus for a little bit here and try and get some gameplay here. Now, what I've noticed is, I mean, like I said, I'm a little bit better. I'm not 100%, so I might end up taking frequent breaks. That's also a thing. But, you know, slow and steady wins the race, I guess. So that's what we're going to do. Right, so the equipment that, or the gear basically, that I was given as a part of the boost were 2 sets of armor, one for the feral spec and one for a casting spec. Now, I'm not really going to care too much about the feral spec because I'm not going to go feral on this. I'm going to go balance with restoration, I think it's called. So that's pretty much what I want to do. That's the spec I'm going down. And hopefully I get to do some raids with this druid. And I think once I have this druid to level 80, I will look at leveling up my paladin as well. So that'll give me 3 classes to play. Now, I did hear rumors that there will be a Joyous Journeys buff to come at some point, so maybe I can take advantage of that at some point. I mean, the idea is I do want to try and get this druid as far as I can before that. Eventually finish up leveling up this druid and then do the paladin. And so with that, I would have 3 classes to play. I do also have, I think, a level 60 warlock, which I might want to level up at some point. I think those would probably be my 3 or 4 classes that I want to play. A warlock is kind of one-sided there. It's purely DPS. Maybe we got some crowd control there, although it's not that great. But yeah, a warlock should be fun as well. But yeah, well, we'll play with this and try and get some quests here. I do vaguely remember them from the first time that I've done, so I'll try and get through them quick if possible. You know, we always get complications. I'm expecting complications is what I'm saying. We gotta kill some of these dudes. I'd like to try... Okay, never mind. We've upset 2 of them. And that is absolutely fine. So it'll be interesting, I guess. This will give me enough time to kind of learn the class. So we've got basically 10 levels to learn the class. And yeah, I gotta gather money for cold weather flying and of course for a dual spec. And then obviously we do need 5,000 gold, or just under 5,000 gold to get that good flight speed. What I'm doing also on the Death Knight is I'm actually holding on to the emblems that I get, and there are bind on equip bracers that we can get for them, and eventually once Ulduar is opened I can then auction them off and get some decent gold, maybe fund another character. We'll see. Now, with professions here, it's quite important to note, you'll probably see it in the right side of the screen, on the right bar. I've gone leatherworking with tailoring. Leatherworking is going to be a bit expensive in the sense that I will not be skinning, so I need to buy the leather to be able to craft anything. And yeah, that's pretty much the way it's going to work. With tailoring, I kind of wanted tailoring on a character, so I chose this character to have tailoring. Should have gone probably for dual crafting or something like that. But I can craft bags, and that was the main reason I wanted tailoring. Also, we do have a little carpet that we can ride, which, you know, I suppose would be fun. Leatherworking, I'm hoping I can craft some stuff with leatherworking. So there's that. Also, there'll be the secondary professions that I'll need to level up, such as fishing and cooking and stuff like that. Saying that, I need to do that with Miranda as well. So that's something I've kind of sidetracked. And then on Miranda, I do need to find time and motivation to to hunt down that time lost proto drake, which I haven't really done, to be honest. I've been busy with other things. I mean, the way I look at it, right? Um, I'm guessing that Wrath of the Lich King will be here for a while, so there'll be plenty of time to take advantage of it. Also, on Miranda, I do want to go back to Outlands and do some reputation farming. I want to get the Nether Drake and the Nether Rays and do some rep grinds, get some keys, get some stuff. Probably going to go back into like Classic and do some Classic dungeons just for the achievements and stuff like that. Eventually, at some point. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do, and eventually I'll get to that. But it's nice to take a break and just kind of level a new character. It's one of those things with the way I, or with the speed that I level up at currently as the game stands. It's quite slow and tedious. It's not something that I necessarily enjoy just because it feels quite slow, and I guess that requires a bit more attention from me. Which at the moment, if I'm honest, with everything that's been happening and stuff, I feel like my long-term attention isn't that great. So I like to do things in small bursts and then try and mix them up. So basically, that's what I'm doing at the moment. With Miranda, what I'm doing with the Death Knight, of course, is I'm doing the Titan Steel. So I log in every day to craft a bar of Titan Steel, which I'm holding. I did want to do heroic runs, but it's a bit difficult because everybody seems to have gone to Dragonflight, and so there really isn't that many people on the server to do heroics with. That's to farm, of course, the frozen orbs or the emblems to buy frozen orbs. So the idea is I'm going to basically be stocking up on frozen orbs, on Titan Steel, and then of course on emblems to buy the epic bracers and then obviously sell them off. I'm not going to do them before Ulduar opens, and the reason for that is at least my theory, right? That people will have dropped what they were doing on Wrath of the Lich King Classic to go and prepare and play Dragonflight. When Ulduar comes out, they'll return and they'll want to raid Ulduar, and some will need gear and stuff like that. They'll need materials and all sorts. So I'm stockpiling materials. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going out of my way, but what I'm doing is I'm saving up whatever I can, whatever I think is going to be useful, and then I'm just going to start selling them off as Ulduar comes in, because that's when I think the price is going to be the highest. So that's kind of the plan. I'm also doing pugs when it comes to raids, and my interest out of the pugs, especially the 10-mans, because I don't really need any gear from there for Miranda, is to get, well, hopefully have an enchanter, or an enchanter in the group, and then have them disenchant everything that drops. We get the abyssal crystals or abyssal shards or whatever they're called, used for enchanting, and I'm just stockpiling on those. Two reasons actually. One, once I level up my druid, I'm gonna need some of them shards for enchants and stuff, but also they're kind of expensive. So, you know, if I build up a good stockpile of those, I can also sell those. I'm guessing their price will go up at the auction house as well. So, you know, another reason for me to stockpile stuff. And really, I just want to be able to I suppose going back to professions here, I just want to be able to make bags on this character and then kind of be able to fund the other characters that I'll be playing or making at some point in the future with good quality bags and not have to actually buy them. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. And yeah, I know if I'm going to min-max. Oh, there we go. That sucks. Huh. That is really weird. So let me just have a look here. Alright. I've just checked my router and it seems like there's no internet connection problems with it. I mean, sometimes there might be a bit of a delay, so I'll just wait it out. It might be very possible that my internet might have dropped, but it doesn't look like it this way. We still have the blue light that is symbolic with it being connected to the internet, meaning it's not for me. Huh. Right, okay. Well, honestly, I'm not sure what's happened here, folks, so I am going to relog and I'll see you folks in a bit. I don't really know. I mean, it kind of happened in a really bad spot. I hope I don't relog and find myself to be dead, but not too hopeful about that. I'm going to make a guess here and say that when I log back in, I'll probably have my character be killed, or I'll find that I'm dead, basically. So I'll have to find my body, which kind of, well, no, yeah, it kind of sucks because I don't really know exactly where it is that I got logged out. But yeah, we'll see exactly what happens when I log back in, so I'll see you folks in a little bit. Yep, here we are, folks. Just as I thought. So, my character is dead. Let's see where the graveyard is as compared to where I died. Luckily, there's a marker on the map. So, I just need to get to the marker. Hopefully, I'm not too far from my body. Ah, okay. Haha, okay. That's good. Yeah, that kind of sucks. There we go. Didn't even have to go too far. Right, okay. That's quite interesting. Let's try this again. That's a bit frustrating. Anyways. Let's try and avoid aggroing as many of these guys as I can. I don't really want to be fighting everything here. This kind of sucks a bit. I'm going to have to lose aggro before I do anything. Right, I'm going to run up this. Nope.
I need to it is too far away.
Can I actually... Right, okay. I think I might have been lucky there. Is anything following me? Right, okay. So far, so good. Yeah, that's how you end up accidentally dying. So this is where I was coming for. So far I managed to avoid unnecessary conflict. Right, that's one of the things I need to do. I need to enable auto loot on this. I'm sure I have it enabled anyways. I don't know why I didn't loot that. So, yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. Maybe I went about it the wrong way. So I've got 3 quests completed here. Let's hand them in. So one of the things I need to do, and I'm not going to lie, is I need to look up what skills benefit a healer, a druid healer that is, and I'm guessing spirit will be important there, and of course what stats benefit a spellcaster DPS or a DPS spellcaster. That sounds better. Alright, we'll swap that out. I'm going to take a guess here and say haste is going to be important for both. Of course, intelligence will be quite important because that will affect our mana pool. I mean, in all honesty, the stuff that the boost gives us is not all that bad. Alright. Spell power. Do I want this though? Yeah. I mean, what I get here now, probably not going to be too relevant. Plus, I'm going to go into Howling Fjord after I finish with Borean Tundra. And so by the end of that, if I were to make a guess, I would say that I should, by my approximation, be close to level 75. Or at least level 74. I'm going to say 2 levels per zone. And that should be okay. Then we have Grizzly Hills and I forgot what that center area is called that we need to do. So eventually finish in Zuldrak, I think. Well, that's how I did it with the Death Knight anyways. And that still leaves me with quite a few zones to quest in and get some extra gold from there. But I'm going to have to build up some gold here. Also, I do need to work on leveling my professions eventually, which I'll do. Cooking shouldn't cost that much. It's going to be leatherworking that'll be expensive. So we'll see how we do that. Eventually, or potentially, I could get a Skinner, maybe. I mean, I've got mining and enchanting on Sethum. Maybe that'll be useful. Enchanting, yeah. Mining. Maybe I could do skinning. No, mining is probably definitely going to be good. Because we can do with mining, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. Auto loot. That'll do it. Yeah, I'm trying to think here. Because mining, we can do the Titan Steel. Or if I level them up, that's the thing though. I have to level that one up, don't I? I'm thinking too far ahead right now. I've already started with the Druid. I'm committed. Well, time to commit to it. So, yeah, let's see how far we get with the Druid. And, yeah, if that Joyce Journeys buff drops, I can then use that to try and get some levels on my Paladin. You know, I'll probably have some rested XP. I'll have to double check though, because I don't know where I left the Paladin, so I might want him to kind of sit somewhere and get that rested XP and then use that combined with the Joyce Journeys buff to try and quickly get some levels on him. I think that would be the best thing to do. I mean, if that's a thing. There we go. We've got all these harvesters here fighting these things. I do have fond memories of doing this the first time around, and I'm not talking when I leveled up the Death Knight here recently. I do remember this way back in the day when I guess Wrath of the Lich King was actually retail, and it's definitely quite enjoyable. Saying that, visually speaking, I can definitely say that there is quite a big difference between classic and retail. Retail does look quite nice, to be honest. I mean, from a graphic and visual perspective, which makes sense, you know, it's been constantly updated and stuff. The only thing that, I don't know, I felt a bit lacking as it currently stood with retail, and I did play a bit of it. I will release another episode of retail, but I didn't feel like there was an iconic evil to fight. You know, fighting the Lich King, fighting Illidan Storm Rage. I feel like these are iconic characters, you know. So, um, yeah, that's kind of what is lacking to me. And they've redesigned the Proto Drake to be, I forgot whatever her name is, like the evil person, the evil character, and I don't know, it just isn't doing it for me, to be honest. I mean, there's nothing iconic about that character, to be honest. Um, I get it that they have to create new evils to fight. I absolutely get it, but from my perspective, the design of the character that is currently the bad guy, um, something to do with elements, Storm Eater or something. Uh, I don't really know what her name is. Anyways, she doesn't feel iconic. Yeah, I yeah, it's just one of those things. I think this is why I liked like classic. In classic, you find out about the Lich King when you do the dungeons, and then you go into Outland, and if you follow the story and the lore, and read the books and stuff like that, you know that the Burning Legion has always wanted to invade Azeroth and stuff like that. So when you go into Outland, that's a real big thing. It's really iconic and stuff. And you finally get to meet and defeat Illidan Stormrage, who at the time is the baddie, but turns out he's not actually that bad. He's just doing what he needs to do, I guess to some extent to survive. And you know, turns out to be actually the good guy. And then obviously with Wrath of the Lich King, that was pretty cool. And I'm gonna be honest, right? I personally liked Cataclysm as well, because if you read the books, with the invasion of Azeroth that took place many thousands of years ago, you know, we also had Nefarian, which was Deathwing. Well, he had a role to play in that, which wasn't good. So, you know, getting to fight Deathwing, that was pretty cool. I quite liked it. So, yeah, you know, having these iconic characters as baddies to fight was definitely fun and enjoyable, really. So, I don't know. We'll see where the story goes. I don't think I'm going to spend too much time on retail, to be honest. It's nice. It's got pretty visuals. Graphically speaking, it looks quite newer and better, but somehow it's not really my cup of tea. I think I'm going to take a break here. I just feel like I need a break right now. But I will be back, and so I'll see you folks in a little bit. Hey everybody, I'm back. I did take a bit of a break here, and then came back to the game. Just kind of cracked on with the quests and stuff. I didn't record everything. I don't really intend to record everything. I will do a recording from time to time here and there, and just kind of summarily. Is that a word? Summarily, basically make a vlog, of so to speak, of me leveling up with this druid. It is fun to play it. It feels different, if I'm honest. I keep wanting to use the Horn of Winter, and I just have to remind myself constantly that I'm not on a death knight. But yeah, this is where we're doing these quests with these green dudes. I kind of know the story of them. Don't know what they're called, and yeah. But this is where we're at. I'm going to try and finish off whatever I've got left here. Sorry about that, folks. I felt the urge to cough there, so I'm just holding back. Just because I'm aware that it's not a pleasant thing to hear in front of a microphone, so COVID's kind of doing its thing here. so I'm trying not to cough into the microphone. I'm really trying to hold back here. I'm just gonna get a quick sip. Maybe that'll stop the cough. Yeah, seems to have worked somewhat. Yeah. Okay. There we go. That's a bit better, I think. This is my body telling me I should be really considering here having a break. But yeah, we got these. I think once I finish with Howling Fjord and the Borean Tundra, that I really need to start looking at my healing gear, start piling that up, even if I don't have a dual spec. So, like I said, I don't think I'm going to go Feral on this. Simply because Feral is melee, and I already have a melee DPS, and that is the Death Knight, who can also tank, and does tank occasionally. With this, I'm going to go healing and caster DPS, just because I want a different play style. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build classes that play differently so I can keep things mixed up when I need to. Now, I know this guy is an elite that we're going to fight. At least that's how I remember it. We seem to be doing really good DPS, by the way. So this is quite surprising because, I mean, 1.7k DPS is pretty good. I mean, my Death Knight in raids does about 5k DPS. If we're doing 1.7k DPS at this moment in time, that's something, you know.
I don't have a target.
For a second there, I thought that we're missing a couple of sounds. Okay, sorry about that. I'm just trying to hold back from the coughs and stuff, and yeah, it's really difficult, to be honest. And I've also noticed that my nose has gone quite stuffy, so I think after I hand this in, it'll be time for me to call it a day. Sorry about that. Whoops, that one slipped out. I'm telling you. Yeah, it's quite annoying. I'll tell you what. So far, so good. I mean, the worst of it has been the high fevers that I've had for 2 days. I think I've had like 38.5.6.7 degrees Celsius, and yeah, that's not been fun. I think that was the worst of it. And then the annoying part is the coughs and the sneezes. I can't stop coughing and sneezing. So I'm waiting for this to kind of live its life and let me be. So I can actually go back to being and living a normal life. I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure it'll pass, but yeah, this is the second time I've had COVID. So, you know, not done too bad if I do say so myself. I'm not going to bother. Oh, for God's sakes. I'm just going to keep on running here because once I leave the zone, these guys will despawn. Hopefully they won't kill me as I try and make my way out of here. Whoop. Come on. There we go. Come on, I'm trying to leave the zone. Just go away. There we go. You should despawn. There we go. Right, I'm going to hand this quest in, and I think I am going to call it a day. What am I going to pick? The other thing I need to decide here is leather or cloth for my healing spec. I'm going to go with leather. For now, I feel like I should replace this. I don't know. I feel I'm used to having a set of armor with me for the other spec of my Death Knight at least. So I don't know if it's time to build up anything now. I'm gonna replace what I have for the Feral spec. Not that I'm going to actually use it, by the way. I don't know why, but it just feels like I need to have a second set of armor. Just because that's what I'm used to doing on my Death Knight. Let's see here. Apparently this is a good improvement for my balance. Okay. So the gloves do seem good enough. I think I'll go for the gloves and just having a look at these and seeing what, why they're an upgrade kind of thing. But yeah, I'll go for the gloves. And with that being said and done, I am going to end this episode here. Thank you all so very much for choosing to spend your time with me. I really do appreciate it. Please don't forget to support me on the channel by hitting that like button, share, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, stay safe, folks.